Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, TechGalDiaries. So right now I'm in my apartment self-quarantining because I got COVID a couple days ago. So that hasn't been the most fun, but thank goodness most of my symptoms have cleared up for the most part. So I'm just gonna take this time to film a video for you guys talking about my experience as Miss Silicon Valley going to Miss California. And that was back in June. Well, it's still June, but the beginning of June, if you know what I mean. So that was really fun, and I wanted to just share about my experience here. So, first of all, so hopefully I don't forget anything, because the brain fog from COVID, it's real. Let me just say that. Okay, first question. Why did I enter this pageant? So I've always wanted to do the Miss USA system pageant. I've done one pageant before in the past. It was Miss World British Columbia back when I was, in Vancouver. That was really fun, but there was only, I think, less than 20 girls at that pageant. At Miss California, there's over 100 something, and they said this year was a small class because of COVID, so I don't know how big it usually is, but I don't know, I kind of like big groups though. It's kind of fun. But why did I personally decide to do it? First of all, this girl, she was kind of bored during COVID, so maybe that influenced part of it, but, to be honest, I was kind of just sick of sitting at home working and then, sleeping, maybe doing a few things here and there. But I needed something else, to motivate me, something else to look forward to outside of just work, other goals, not just what's on my Jira board. And then a place to kind of, just celebrate being a girly girl, being feminine. There's a lot of spaces that celebrate masculine traits. I wanted to do something that kind of showed myself and maybe other younger girls that you don't have to be one-dimensional. Like, you can only work in tech and be this persona of what a software engineer is supposed to look like, or you can be this pageant girl, which is a stereotype that, there's nothing in this brain, walking around with giant hair, that's about it. So wanted to show that there's so much more in pageantry than what people think. It's honestly really empowering, and I can say that all the girls that I met that weekend were some of the coolest people that I have come to know, and I'm sure that they're all doing great things. So, just wanted to have that experience, memories, and in general, just having fun. Like, that's what pageants for me at least means. Like, I want it to be an enjoyable experience. I didn't really go into it wanting to win. There's certain girls who do it year after year because that is their goal, but for me it was just to have this experience, put myself out of my comfort zone and work towards something so that I'm proud of myself once I see the videos and of my walks and just remembering what happened that weekend. So that's some of the main reasons why I entered. Second of all, what are the categories? So the official categories, let's start with that. There's the interview. It's 3 minutes long. You're in a panel of 5 judges, and they kind of just pop questions at you. You don't know what to expect. They don't tell you the questions beforehand. And all they're given is a bio sheet. So it's just like basic questions, like your age, I think where you went to school, your favorite book, favorite movie, things like that. So it's not a lot of information, and they kind of just go off of what you tell them from your bio sheet. So, well, actually, that's a lie. Quite a few of the interviews did not go off the bio sheet for mine, but that's a whole other story. And then the second category is evening gown. So it's the long gown that hits the floor, and then that's the walk. And then the third one is the swimsuit. So those are the 3 categories. There's no talent portion. So, and that's the same categories for Miss California USA, which leads into Miss USA and also Miss Universe. So it's all the same pageant system. And then the other things, I guess, I don't know if I count them as categories, but they're also mandatory, so I guess so. Is the headshot. There's so people vote on that, and then they also have Miss Photogenic, I believe. So it's a professional headshot photo for your pageant, and then the day before they also have a mandatory hometown costume contest. So there's winners from that, but it's not actually counted in the official scores for the actual pageant. So it's kind of a just for fun thing, but it is mandatory. So you dress up as something that represents your hometown. What was the preparation process like? I guess we can start from the beginning. So I registered back in the winter time, and then, fill out the paperwork. To give you your top 3 choices for, you list out your top 3 choices for the title that you want to compete with. There is a preliminary pageant for Northern California, but I was away that weekend, so I couldn't do it. But you don't need to do the preliminary pageant to go to Miss California. So I just, requested my titles, and I got my first choice, which was Miss Silicon Valley. So, got my sash in the mail. Pretty cool. We get to keep these. And then once we had our sashes, then it's just pretty much your own preparation up until May, which we had an in-person orientation in the same hotel as the pageant in Orange County. In between then and May, it's just Zoom calls. They had online class / orientation stuff on Zoom, so there's that. But otherwise, the only real in-person event after that is the in-person orientation. So I got to meet the other contestants. They gave us, more information and training on what to expect for the actual pageant. But most of the training, you have to fund that yourself. They're not going to tell you exactly how to walk, how to do your interviews and all of that. So most people hire coaches for that, which I did as well. Most of my coaches, they have trained previous, winners before, and some of them, they were previous winners themselves. Most of them were done virtually just because there's not a lot of pageant girls up in Northern California, unfortunately. But I did have an in-person session in Los Angeles when I was there that weekend. I came a couple days earlier, so I was able to do it then with the in-person coach. So that was really nice. She was a previous winner of Miss California, so highly recommend having a coach if you plan on doing a pageant. It's, I don't know, if they've done pageants themselves, they just know the ins and outs, and they could give you really good advice for random things as well. So yeah. And then I guess leading up to that, buying all my outfits, practicing my heels, walking a lot in my heels. Let me show you what the heels look like. Here they are. They're 6 inches. I was gonna get the tippy tops that most pageant girls wear, but then I tried them before, tried them again. Nope, can't do it. I might break an ankle, actually, if I tried to walk in those. So I got these from Amazon, block heels, 6 inches, but there's a pretty good platform in the front. Felt a lot better wearing these. Poked my own holes because I don't know whose ankles are this big, but I figured it out. It worked out perfectly fine. Wore this for my evening gown and my swimsuit competition. Really love these because, especially since the stage, it was kind of wobbly. They kind of had a weird bubble-ish stage. They did not smooth it out. So I'm glad that I wore these shoes instead of the tiny stiletto ones. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what I was talking about before. Came back with shoes, showed you guys the shoes. I guess we'll move on to the next question. So what were the events leading up to the competition? I did do one in-person event with some of the girls I met from Northern California. There's not a lot of us. Most of the girls, they're from the Los Angeles regions or San Diego. But there were a few. So I met Miss Palo Alto, Miss San Jose, Miss Bay Area, Miss NorCal, things like that. And then there's also the teen contestants. So yeah, there was a few of us, and then Miss San Jose, she got invited to sing the national anthem at one of the baseball games in San Jose. So she invited us to come support her and, wear sashes and everything. So that was really fun. We got to, stand on the field with her and then take some pictures with some of the fans that were there. So I'm glad that we got to do that together. Other than that, everything else was just virtual. There wasn't too many other in-person events for us. I think there was like a charity event in South California, but most of us can't make it down there unless we were gonna fly there just for that. Next question, costs. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Okay, let's just say this. Pageants, they're gonna be an investment and you're gonna have to save up for it in advance unless you want your bank account to, let's just say it won't be pretty if you're not prepared for it. Well, besides the registration fees, which can be quite high depending on which pageant system you're entering, California ones are usually on the higher end. And then also your pageant photography. So depending on how, like for me, I was just doing this for fun, right? So I picked the local photographer, but some of the girls that actually wanted to win, then some of them flew out of state, some of them went to another city to find a pageant photographer that really knew what he was doing, and they hired a full makeup team to do their glam makeup, false eyelashes and everything. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. So photography, that's another thing. And then your outfits, so like the gowns, your interview outfit, swimsuit, all that stuff. For me, I got my hometown costume. It was like a LED light up dress controlled by remote control because I was trying to represent Silicon Valley. So I had to do something techy with the light up cape and everything. So the dress, that was what cost the most. I got it from a custom designer who made it. So, I paid her on Etsy. But then everything else, the light up cape, the headpiece and everything, that came from Amazon. And then my swimsuit, that was from Amazon. My dress, it was actually my old prom dress. I just went to the tailor to got the slit cut up higher. So honestly, for me, I really didn't spend too much on my wardrobe just because I was kind of creative with how I did things. But I honestly would say that it's not the perfect wardrobe. If I was trying to, use this opportunity as like a chance to actually have a shot at winning, then you would have to have a complete different budget, maybe get a couture gown, custom made, custom fitted and everything. Even for like swimsuits and interview outfits, I reused an old outfit that I had for my interview outfit, like the dress I already had. So yeah, it just really depends on what your goals are for the pageant. So that factors in how much you're going to budget for things. And then coaching is another big thing to budget for because interview prep, walking prep, that like I'm not a model. Some of these girls, especially in LA, they're professional models for a living, so they know how to walk. This girl, she does not know how to walk naturally. I can walk on 2 feet, but not in a way that would look good on a runway naturally. So I had to get a walking coach. And then what else? I guess just interview prep, all that stuff that requires coaching. Like I don't know how to answer tough questions within 30 seconds. It's 3 minutes long and all 5 judges got to ask the question. So, yeah. And then, and once you get to the pageant, they're not done charging you after to take your registration fee. The photo package, that's an extra cost. There's a lot of other add-ons too. If you want their makeup and hair artist people, that's an extra charge. I got my own hair person to come in. I decided to do my own makeup because I felt more comfortable doing it myself, and I already knew how to put on false eyelashes and all that. So I was good with that. But then hair, I hired a hair person because this girl, she could not, let's just say it's not look great when I try to do my own hair. I did bring my own hair extensions. So it's like these halo top, it's like an invisible string, and then you just like plop this on and then you put your own hair on top of it. It stays for the whole day. So I had my own hair extensions. I just need somebody to help me style it. But then the pageant people also charges you extra if you need somebody to come into their hair makeup room. And then I had to pay the hair people on top of that. So there's that. And then that's pretty much the main costs. If I'm sure there's other things that I'm missing here, but those are just the main things. In general, just save up for it. It's like anything. Even like, you know, if you're doing professional sports, that's gonna cost you a lot. So it's kind of what you make out of it. Like if you're just going there, really not caring, like you don't like coaching, that's not mandatory. I just did it because I wanted to do the best that I could and have like these videos and memories to look back on and be proud of myself. But you know, even for outfits and stuff, I'm sure you could maybe like thrift or like do things even more creatively. It just really depends what you're looking for, working to get out of the pageant for. And then what was the actual pageant weekend like? You know, I was thinking about it. I really was. I could detail you the entire experience or attempt to from beginning to end, but with this brain fog, I don't think I'm gonna make it through even like halfway. So, and also I'm getting sleepy already and it's only like 10:30, which isn't really early for me. So, I'll just pop in clips instead, I guess. Clips of what I did that weekend, me hang out with my roommate, we got assigned roommates, and then videos of me walking, and then maybe you guys can just piece it together, like... yeah, I'm sorry guys, like I really can't right now. My brain's not functioning. Like I can't remember what I even just said 2 seconds ago. So for me to remember something that happened like earlier the month, there's just no way. But I can show you the clips, and then yeah, hopefully you guys won't kill me about it, and then you'll still see me in the next video when hopefully the brain fog goes away. Okay, thanks for watching guys. Enjoy the next part of the video. the hotel room. We were just finished up rehearsals, and then we have a very quick dinner before we have to get back. I have to go down to do my hair touch up and then change into like my bathing suit and everything and heels, and then we have swimsuit, the evening gown competition, and everything else. So yeah, on a time crunch. This is the meal that they provided to us for dinner. Time to sleep. Good night. Just checked into my new room. I had to move out of the other one because somebody else was using that room for the night, and they only covered the 2 nights for the pageant weekend for us, and I decided to stay extra night and leaving tomorrow just because it's going to be a long night tonight. It's the final pageant. And then I have my food here, and then there's like the view outside. So yeah, just eating and then going downstairs to do hair touch-ups, and then going to do opening number, and then if you made it into the top 16, then you do the swimsuit and evening gown again, and then the top 5 will answer questions on stage to determine the winner. So yeah, it'll be fun. It's such a nice day today, finally. The other days are all cloudy and rainy, but now the pageant is over, it's back to the sun.